That's right, you are now listening to Tommy Tom's One Mic. Warning, this podcast contains explicit language, triggering or sensitive topics, and controversial discussions. Thank you so much for tuning in to Tommy Tom's One Mic.
I'm Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Split personality, you know it's I. You never seen my kind, never seen a fucking sliver or a slice. I'm the butcher, choice cuts, know I'm nice. You got beef? I got waggle with a knife. Now I'm gonna be wrapping up bodies up at night. Like Ray Charles, y'all know I'm out of sight. Now I'm gonna be slaying niggas, cause you know I love the life. Yo, you gotta read between the lines. I'm only gonna be moving when I'm read through all the signs. Johnny Mnemonic, I got an upgraded mind. This is for the rebels and their revolutionary minds. Cybernetic linguistics, you know I'm on my mind. Prototype the new dimension, man, that shit is mine. Future is creation and creation is sublime. Make your own legend, only happens with time.
Let's hit the mic.
All right, guys, welcome to the mic. This is Tommy Tom, and this is Tommy Tom and One Mic. And I'm here with my boy, Mr. Big Wayne Kershaw. How you doing, Wayne?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Get by day. I think that's what most of us are doing.
Yeah, I hear that.
So Wayne is a other fellow comic. Oddly enough, today would be our 1-year anniversary. Just passed soon. You know.
Baby, you remembered.
I know. So Facebook remembered.
Facebook fucking remembered because I didn't.
Yep. Wayne was doing a show up near me in the Rock Hill with his buddy Ant. That would be the Infamous Squirrel, as you guys are called, I believe.
Yeah, the Infamous Squirrel production group.
Right. I did a show for him. We met. It's a fun time. I think was I the first one that reached out to you?
Oh, shit. If I remember correctly, I put a talent search post up on a comedy page, and you were like, yeah, man, like, I'm local to this, and then you were like, you should check out all this, and I think the first time we actually met, like, in person was at Tapped in Middleton.
That open mic. Yes, the infamous night. That was a fun night, to say the least.
I've never heard the word fag thrown so freely in an hour. In 10 minutes. Like,
yes, we got to see a comic meltdown of epic proportions. And I guess it was because of the Burger King. At least that was his reasoning.
That was right.
You just had bad Burger King. It's messing with me. It's like, shit, I'm never eating Burger King again.
For the listeners out there, Burger King causes verbal Tourette's.
Apparently.
And violent outbreaks.
But how long have you and Ant had the Infamous Squirrel? Or I guess idea or whatever?
So, I don't want to name names. Anthony got me doing comedy going on almost 3 years ago. And then someone was talking to him about putting on a tour, and it went sideways after a few shows. This guy was a bit bigger in his mind than he actually was. Like, so I ended up leaving, and then me and Ant were talking one day, and Ant's like, you know what? We'll just start producing our own shit. And at the time I was sketching, so I was drawing this like killer bunny. I'm like, let's call it the Rabbit. And he's like, well, we're gonna have to like trademark. So we looked up Rabbit, and someone else had it. So we were looking at available names, and the Infamous Squirrel stuck out. So like we've been the Infamous Squirrel like ever since. I think it was like a year and a half ago or so. Like, yeah.
I was always curious about that. I was like, when I first started, I was like, I don't know what the fuck an Infamous Squirrel is. What is it about? But whatever. I was like, this sounds real. I'll be blunt. This sounds real heck. This is what we're doing. And you do identify yourself as a good old country boy.
Yeah. I mean, I've been everywhere. Like, I live out in the middle of the woods. Like, you take a turn down the wrong road up here, you hear banjos. Like, it's like Louisiana and New York.
Well, people don't believe that there is a second Mason-Dixon line, and it is up this way.
Yeah, no, like I don't know, it's weird. Like fucking people could be flying Confederate flags around here, and I'm like, all right, like I'm like, where are you from? And they're like, I never left. I'm like, take that the fuck down. Like I'm like, I get there's a whole Southern pride thing. Like I live down in the Carolinas, bro. Like I know all about that. I lived in Georgia. Like I come up here and there's people in New York that fly Confederate flags, and I'm like, do you even know what that's about? They're like, it's my heritage. I'm like, where are you from? And they're like, New York. I'm like, take that the fuck down. Like,
Yeah, you get those types of people sometimes up here. It's always entertaining.
oh yeah, big trucks and not a lot of teeth. Like that's where I'm at.
But you are doing comedy, and you do have a family. You have a wife and a daughter, I believe.
Yep, I got a wife, a daughter. I got a living assistant.
Yeah. And you have about 50,000 fucking animals.
That's a bit ridiculous. I mean, 1 dog, 2 cats, a snake, and like 12 fish.
Yeah, you gotta fucking see when you said, yeah, I got the python in the bedroom. I was like, okay, this is some fucking innuendo shit. It's like, no, he's got a fucking python in his goddamn bed, bro.
Colombian red-tailed boa. She's 11 foot long. She's record breaking. I don't know about record breaking, but they normally top out at 10 foot, but she's pretty big. She weighs like 80 pounds. She'll crush you if she tries to crawl across you.
Big snake for the big guy.
Yeah, she was pretty cool, but now she just likes to fucking strike at you and shit. Like, I seldomly take her out. Like, hard to read.
Gotten old, doesn't want to be messed with.
Yeah, she's just her own person. But then I got my Lucy, and Lucy's a good dog, right, girl? She's sitting underneath me, poor dog.
And she's not crapping in your former, I guess, future little studio room.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think she does that out of spite, bro. Like, because if I leave her here, she'll poop. But like, if I don't, she never poops inside the house.
Well, is it like, I guess, since I'm single, I don't have to deal with this. I joke, I pull out. But how is it like the balancing, I guess, career and family and all that? And does it ever get a little like difficult or anything like that?
Well, like, I need to give props to my wife, like, off the bat, bro. Like, the whole reason I'm able to do this is because I got really sick. I got depressed when my dad passed away, and I blew up to like 700 pounds, bro. Like, I could barely walk, I could barely breathe. I'm still pretty big, but like, I'm coming down off of it. She told me to fall back. Her job, she works enormous hours, bro, and then she allows me to pursue comedy. She sees how happy I am to do it. And it's not just about making me happy, because I never started comedy to like make me happy, like I know what it feels like to be fucking down in the gutter, bro. And I just feel like if I could bring someone out of that feeling even for 5 seconds, it makes what I do worth it.
That's the Robin Williams motto, or at least quote. One of my favorites of his is like,
yep. I quoted that once, and I got like fucking no one even understood what I was saying. I was like, you guys suck. People
at the top of my head, but I know it's something along the lines of like, those that are depressed and sad will always try their hardest to make sure that those around them never have to feel that way, kind of, sort of thing.
Yeah, the people that make you laugh the most are normally the saddest. They know what it feels like to feel like shit, and they don't ever want anyone to feel like that. Yep. Quoted that.
I get that.
What the fuck I was talking about? Like,
no. Did you get like a bunch of, hey man, I'm there for you if you
Oh yeah, no. So like back in the day, I had Big Guy Little blog on YouTube. I recently took it down. I was rewatching it as a creator. I didn't like it, but people would watch those and they'd be like, "Hey man, like I know what you're going through. Like, if you ever need someone, reach out to me. I'm like, this isn't what this is for. I just, like, I use it to vent, like, you know, like, and I was rewatching it. I'm like, yeah, nah, you know, like, I got a few hundred views on, like, 2 of them. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm not fucking feeling this shit no more. So I deleted it. Like, yeah, people are always reaching out. Like, yeah, man, I'm always here if you need me. Like, but then, like, fucking, I'm here. I hear from you the most.
I do. I was sitting here thinking, I was like, I do sometimes hit on weighing up, like, hey man, how you doing? How you doing? Just do a checkup thing.
Just the randomest times, like you just be like, hey man, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good. And, you know, like no one else does that. Like, I'm like, my brother will hit me up occasionally, but that's it. Like,
no, I always like sometimes I had posts, like, and I usually do it late night when I'm at work, and I'm just like, my mind's just racing. And I did this one post where it's like I was pretty much telling people I'm an asshole. I've accepted that fact about myself. I don't understand. I think most people would be better off if they just accepted they're an asshole sometimes, and instead of just like, I know too many people that like act like their shit doesn't stink, and then when things go wrong in their life or something, they have to blame everyone and everything else around them, and they can't like actually take a look and be like, all right, yeah, I probably had a hand in this going, or this is karma coming back at me. And you just kind of like watch that. It's like, you know, some people just need to admit that, you know what, you're an asshole sometimes. Just admit it.
Like, I tell my wife all the time when we get arguing, like, you don't want to play asshole with me because I'm better at it. Like, like, I'm not like, even when I don't try to be mean, I come off as mean sometimes, and I'm just like, nah, if I was being mean, you'd be crying somewhere. Like,
no, like, it's that weird thing. I guess that's why I always struggled with Twitter. It's like I just kind of repost tags or whatever on there, or like just a quick thoughts or something. I was like, yeah, people aren't gonna get this.
Dude, I had Twitter with like the most unsincere fucking reason ever, and that was try to talk to famous comedians and get like in somewhere. Like, I was like in my brain at like 2:00 in the morning. I'm like, yeah, this is a great fucking idea, right? Like, Bert Kreischer says, I want to play, you know, ball for some minor league team. I'm like, I want to open up for Bert Kreischer, but you don't hear me bitching like.
You know, that's social media is how the game works. Yeah, as you know, in comedy, like a lot of bookers for like clubs, I always, or like when you're like applying or something, you're just looking at something. There's a lot of questions like, how many followers you have on Twitter and Instagram or something, like being a question that they actually ask or post. I was like, what?
Yeah, well, like I was never really a big person for Instagram. I always, if anyone ever wanted anything to do with my comedy, like, and I haven't been on there in a while because, like, you know, COVID's a thing, like, so I haven't really had much to post on it. It's Big Wayne Kershaw on Facebook, like, and on that I have like 400 followers, some shit like that. Like, I'm still growing. I'm still relatively new. Not a lot of people know me. Like, I was getting to city like maybe once every month, but that's because it's like a 3-hour ride down. And you know how club promoters are. They want you to bring a group of people with you. And like, but like, I leave impressions, bro. Like, I got to meet a few people. Like, I wish I had my phone on me when I did. Like, fucking, I got to meet Jim Gaffigan. He came over to the table, said hi, and then bounced as fast as he fucking came over. Like, you know, like Pete Davidson bought us all drinks at fucking Stand Up NY. Like, you know, but like, I have genuine, you know, fun doing what we do. Like,
it's free.
No, so it is not free. You got to factor in travel.
Oh no, free, not free.
Oh,
free.
Oh,
fuck, you know, I've been putting on shows, Wayne. I know goddamn well this is not a free thing. You're not the only one that's got to travel to the city.
Bro, fucking,
And I don't drive. I'm paying for the fucking bus.
bro, fucking one day I spent like $400 to go down to Gotham and talk for 5 minutes, and I totally fucking bombed because these assholes didn't tell me, hey, like, and if you know me, like, I have the Rushmore. I believe you asked me about this. Who's in my comedy Rushmore? And I don't know if Jim Gaffigan's totally on the Rushmore, but like I totally idolize like Gaffigan and Segura.
I have my two. I do the two Rushmores. The first Rushmore, those are the ones, you know, you got to show respect for the paving away, the Carlin, the Friars and stuff like that. Then I have my own personal Rushmore of like, these are the comics I fucking.
All right, yeah, so then I fuck with that. So on my personal Rushmore, you know, Gaffigan and Segura are definitely on. So the first time I ever did Gotham, I was doing Andy, I forget his last name. He had a new talent showcase at Gotham. And I was so excited because, like, I always grew up watching live at Gotham on Comedy Central. Like, I was sharing the stage that, you know, like, Dave Chappelle, you know, fuck, I'm drawing blanks here on names, bro. Like, you know, like, all the famous people go to Gotham.
Gotham and The Cellar are probably the two most well-known stand-up clubs in the city.
Yeah, you know, so everyone knows where Gotham is. Like, so I'm at Gotham, and then as I'm sitting in comic standing or waiting or whatever the fuck they called it, bro, like I'm over there with all the new guys, they come over and they go, hey, Wayne, we know you were supposed to go like in 2 turns, but Jim Gaffigan is here. He's going to hop up there for like 20 minutes, and you're going to follow him. And I was like, you cocksuckers, like, I'm like, how are you gonna do it? I went up on Gotham. My first time in Gotham, my hand was doing this shit. Like, I was fucking shaking. I'm like, you guys fucking suck. Like, I wasn't intimidated, bro, but like, I was like fucking nerve-wracked that I was following someone that I idolized. And I'm like, this is fucking, you know, like, how am I gonna outdo a man that makes $36 million a year doing stand-up? And I just started.
The other one's gonna be a toughie.
Right?
It's like, yeah, you got to go after the professional. I know, like, I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff where guys talked about when they were in the Comedy Store, and it's like, yeah, I had to follow Joe Rogan. That was great. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I think it's fucking, like, that's nerve-wracking, especially when you're, like, brand new. Because when I did Gotham, bro, I was only, like, maybe half a year in. And they had me follow Gaffigan, who's been doing it for, like, 20, 30 years.
Yeah. Definite change. I guess. Like, I did, like, the open mics for the first year. Then I started doing the bringer showcases and stuff like that after.
Well, you know, being my friend, I'm headstrong, so I kind of just dive into everything with my heart out. Like, that's just kind of what happened. I was like, fuck it, Cowabunga it is, you know? Like,
well, it's not a bad thing. That's you need to have that kind of fearlessness.
Yeah, bro. And then it hits me. Like, it's not stage fright. Like, I totally spaced on the fact that I have social anxiety. And it hits me hardest when I'm not drinking during a performance. Because during one of my drinking performances, like, I feel flawless. You know, everyone's laughing. You know, we're giggling. I get up there fucking sober and my fucking eyes are just, like, fucking bugging out my head. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
It's like a different animal. Like going from the mics to the showcases, you get in an actual audience that you have to perform in front of.
Well, yeah, bro. That night at Gotham with Gaffigan, there was like 100, 110 people there. Like, and there was one couple from Kentucky, and everyone just tried to make the worst fucking Southern accent at them to make fun of them. And like, no one got a reaction out of them. And then there I am up there fucking trembling after Gaffigan. I'm like, y'all are from Kentucky? They're like, yeah. I was like, I love your fucking chicken, you know? Like, and everyone started laughing. I'm like, and then I started easing back out of it, you know? And I'm like, oh my God, like, you know, like once I got that initial ha-ha, I was like, okay, we're good.
That's it. That's the big thing for. It's like I need to get that first laugh, just that first laugh, even if it's just a chuckle, just to fucking ease into this. Let me get into that.
Yeah, man, like fucking like at your last show I did, like no one responded to me until I started messing with Forever Fresh, bro. Like shout out to the boy, over there in the Green Mountain States, the Horseman. Like I got mad things in the works with them like right now. So like fucking like I meet people that you don't expect to fuck with me, this big 500-pound white guy in the middle of nowhere, but everyone loves me, bro, and I don't know why.
It's I believe we call it big sexy. Big sexy. That's how you roll.
I'd try.
Yeah, I saw the pictures of Slim Sexy Wayne as we discussed.
Oh, you were creeping on my high school pictures, bro? You don't understand. Like I was bagging mad bodies back then. Like
for the record, I don't call it creeping. I had to find a fucking headshot of this guy for like posters and all this, which is one of the things I keep itching at you about. I was like, can we get something, some photo?
Like my uncle does professional photos, so I have to get him in there. Like he'll come give you a headshot. Like, you want my good side or my really good side? Like that's my question for you. Nah, but for real, you were creeping on my profile. Do you see my one where I'm in my football jersey like that? Like
yeah. I was like, all right, what the. I went for the profile pics. I was like, all right, let's see what he's got here. Let's keep going. I was like, all right, we're entering high school years now. I can tell this.
I don't update my photo a lot, bro. Like,
this you with a backwards cap. Shit.
Weird. I used to do that, bro. Like, fucking, like, my style from today is like so much different than what it was. Like, I grew up down in like South Carolina, bro. Back in the day when like Southern hip hop was taking over, like Ludacris and fucking Lil Jon and all them, like white tees, khakis, and backwards caps all day, bro. Like fucking. I even had a grill, bro. Like, do you know how fucking I'm from like I didn't have a real grill at first. Like, I used to see the high school kids with grills that were selling drugs. And I was like, those look dope as shit. So one day, bro, I took like fucking aluminum foil and just pressed that shit in my teeth and was walking around smiling. These motherfuckers knew right off the bat. They were like, get that the fuck out of your mouth. Like,
you really did the white trash grills right there. You went full.
I was just like I was quoting Paul Wall and everything. I was like, my teeth gleaming like I'm chewing on aluminum foil. They're like, you are, motherfucker, spit it out. Like,
they ghetto redneck white boy. That's
Well, yeah, bro. Like, I change up for my environment. Like, I ain't gonna like. I don't intentionally do it. It eventually grows on me. Like,
You get you one of those like big like silk pajamas and shit.
Yo, like I ain't even gonna front. Like I got a silk kimono. That shit feels right as fuck. I need to find that shit. Like I used to have like it was nice, bro. Like I don't even remember how I got it. I think it was a gag gift and they didn't think I'd keep it.
No. Knows. But I guess going with the whole comedy thing. So you've been doing it for like 3 years now.
Yes, coming up in February.
February. Do you have like I guess you did talk about your bomb. I'm guessing that was one of your least favorite performances. Do you have like a favorite performance that you've done?
Probably the first one I ever did, bro, to be honest with you, because it was so unexpected and it went so well. I was at Slate Hill Bar and Grill, which I think is now Harmony's Bar and Grill. And originally it was Anthony was putting on a music, event with some other friends, and Anthony and me were friends for a while, and then he fell off due to this, some tragedy that happened. And, he kind of needed his own space, like. But then he started coming back around, and he's like, come to this event, like come hang out with us, we'll have fun. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. And then someone dropped out, and he like talking to this dude. He goes, "Wayne's funny as shit," and I'm like, "No, I'm not." And he's like, "Yes, you are." Like, and I'm like, he's like, "Why don't you tell some of the stories you tell me?" I'm like, "I don't think people are gonna like that." He goes, "Trust me, it's gonna be good." And then they started feeding me Coke and whiskey, bro. And by the third one, I had like on my phone, I just wrote out all these fucking like stories that I could think of, and then I went out there, bro, and like for 8 minutes maybe. And bro, like the whole room, 300 people stopped what they were doing. I mean, the people at the bar talked through every music act. I went up there and they said, "This is Wayne. He's a comedian. He's gonna tell you jokes." Everyone stopped what they were doing and came into view of the stage, bro. And then I just laughed for 8 minutes, bro. And I just like that's when I knew I was like, I want to keep doing this. I want to try to get better at this. I want to keep going. Like, yeah.
It's I don't think people understand how intoxicating it is to control a room like that. It's like, because I was talking to Jesse the last episode I did, of just doing that comparison. It's like musicians, they can like kind of hide from the crowd within the music.
Yeah.
Like you can just play and then the music's kind of like blocking everything else. Comics, you can die a slow death. A very slow death on that stage sometimes.
Well, yeah, we're all about a feedback to what we're doing. Like, as we're doing it, people are giving us the feedback. And, like, you can have a really good set and get that high, bro. Or you can fucking bomb and feel like shit. Like
yeah.
If no one responds to you, you kind of feel like you fucked up somewhere. And you just need to figure out where. And then it really fucking sets you back.
You have to rethink a lot. You have to rethink your delivery and all that. I mean, I personally welcome a bomb every now and then because sometimes they're just, like you said, they're educational sometimes. That's just like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. They're good reminders that you're not as hot as you think you are.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it really makes you think like, well, okay. Do I continue to try this, or do I need something new? Like, because I try to explain it to musicians. Like, you could fucking sing your songs a million times and people will respond to that, but not everyone's gonna laugh at the same joke 3 times.
Yeah, no. You have those moments where part of you just wants to die on stage, just be like, "No, I don't want to do this anymore." Yeah, I've seen plenty of comics like, or just people that have like talked about wanting to do stand up, and they go up, or sometimes they don't even go up. It's just that fear. It's like, nah, I can't do this. And like some of them, it's like, you're a bartender. Like I would think bartenders would have it easy. You're used to just interacting and talking to people and stuff like that. But it's a whole different thing, I guess, to be on stage and it's like, it's just you. There's no backdrop or anything like that. There's no, you're serving somebody their drink, so they have to kind of play nice with you and shit like that. And some people, respect, like I try to get people to do it, and they're like, I don't want to do the work, I guess, to actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just going up there and saying something funny. Like, there's a lot of effort behind what you do on a joke. Like, you got to work up, like, the bases. You got to fucking focus on how you deliver it, your punchline, like, fucking, like, the couch joke, bro. Fucking, like, I'm not, like, a joke, like, fucking comedian. Like, I'm a storytelling comedian. Yes. Everything that I tell on stage has happened to me in real life, and then there are bits and pieces that are super, like, not exact. They're like put in there for comedic value.
Yeah, there's little exaggerations and little
like things. I legitimately did ecstasy when I was 20 at my friend's house and felt up their couch. I didn't fucking break up with it and go back there a week later because I caught feelings for the couch. So that's just for fucking, ha-has and giggles.
Nope, I get that 100%. Like, that's pretty much the same way I go. I take shit I know that's happened to me or around me and shit, and then I just have to work it into a story. and then you kind of like add certain jokes and stuff in there, or like, you know, punch it up so that it you cut out some of the fat. Because sometimes that's what I was first starting. I was staying too long on a topic instead of like, all right, here we can cut this part and this part out, so I can just get straight to the punchlines and whatnot.
Yeah, but like you learn that too. Like, is this joke too long? Is this joke too short?
Mhm.
You know, what is this joke missing? Like, it's an like it takes a minute to perfect what you're doing, bro. Like fucking like I've had jokes that are quick, simple, you know, and like, you know, they hit, but then I've had jokes that were like, all right, get to the fucking point, you know, like.
I was like, oh, okay, I'm doing too much. It's an expedition. I'm probably using that word wrong, but well, it sounds good. There's too much exposition in the joke, where you're just like, you're trying to cover. The way I see it, I'm saying a joke as if I'm writing it out.
Yeah.
And that takes away from the natural feel of it. A lot of times, like, I don't write out jokes. I just kind of do bullet points or stuff that I can just kind of look at, and it will click the memory to me.
Yeah.
Way I'm not doing, the joke isn't so rehearsed, I guess.
Yeah, well, see, like, I don't rehearse. Like, if you ever hear me tell the couch joke, like, as a friend and fellow performer, we've done a few shows together. If every time you heard me do that couch joke, it like changes slightly, but like I got it. You know, like you never want to say it the same way twice, or you like, at least I can't. Like, I know the joke, but like fucking my brain farts. I'm like, ugh.
No, you don't want it to, because I've always felt personally the best thing for a comic is the relatability with the audience. And the audience can tell when you're not being genuine on stage and stuff. That's why, like, you don't bring a lot of notes up on stage. You don't, if they see that, then they're like, oh, he's not being genuine. He's just, I can do that. It's that mentality, I guess.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that, like, they look at it like, oh, I can do that or something. Like, I'm sure you've had plenty of friends or something come up to you and be like, since they know that you do stand, I was like, oh, I got a joke for you.
Yep.
Oh God, I hate that so much.
Right, like you know what I hate the most, bro, is when I tell people I'm a stand-up comedian and they want me to break a joke out.
I don't know which one I hate more.
Bro, like I'm like I had a whole rant about this. Like I was at a show in Allenville. I'm like, I hate it when people do this. I'm like, this isn't freestyle hip hop. I can't go yo 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 this one time, like blah 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 fucking blah, like
yo yo yo, knock knock, who's that? But I don't get that. I always love it. I love it when it's always that like eye roll whenever someone's like, oh yeah, I got a joke for you, and it's like, oh, all right, cool. And it's like, you don't have to tell you it, but like 99.9999999% of the time, you are never going to use their fucking joke.
Oh yeah, you're just like, oh yeah, that's great, thanks, you know, like, and then you're like, yeah, like fucking all right, my own shit, like because I'm a storyteller, bro. Like fucking everything I talk about comes from my life. If I'm taking it from someone else's perspective, like I feel like dirty, like a liar, you know, like.
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah, for me, comedy is that's the realest I will be. So I don't want to taint that. Where it's like, yeah, I gotta have this rehearse, and it doesn't feel genuine and real. Because when I'm on stage, that's my time to just be like, all right, let it go. I don't really give a fuck what anybody says.
It's like a venting. It's like a venting tool, but like.
Well, you know, many comics they make that joke. You know, comedy is cheaper form of therapy for me, or something along those lines.
Oh yeah,
and it's fucking true.
Like I forget all my problems while I do that shit. Like
just in that moment, you get that high from it and performing and whatnot. But we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna just cut for some commercials, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about some of your plans and goals with the Infamous Squirrel and yourself and your career. So we'll embarrass ourselves in a little bit. We'll be right back. And we're back. Tommy Tom here with my boy Big Wayne Kershaw. Wayne, we were talking about comedy and whatnot. I don't know about you. I've had a couple people reached out to me asking me about comedy and whatnot. They're like, oh yeah, this is my dream. I want to do this. What should I do? And all that. And usually my advice to them is just do it. You and me, I believe we both entered comedy in a weird kind of random way. It wasn't exactly planned.
Yeah, mine definitely wasn't. Like it had been like, it wasn't like my main goal, like for the longest time. I liked it. I remember growing up watching like Adam Sandler and Eddie Murphy comedy specials with my dad, don't tell your mom this shit's raunchy, and I was like, I would love to do that, but then for the longest time I just didn't think about it. And then, like I was saying before, like I kind of got like just fucking thrown into it.
Oh no, it was the same. Like my friend wanted to do stand up. I went with him. I realized he was going to wuss out of it, so I did it as like the bravado thing. It's like, all right, if I do it now, he has to do it. And then I was just like, all right, I'm going to start doing this. And it's just really just sticking with it. I know there's like some people that have like wanted me to put them on for shows who have never done it before. And I'm like, why you hit up? And it's like a contradiction. Because they'll be like, you just give me a mic and stage and all that, I'll kill it. It's like, all right, why don't you just do an open mic? It's like, oh, I don't know, I don't really like the bomb. I'm like, all right, we have two contradictions here, buddy. You're afraid to bomb, but if I could give you a mic and a stage, you're good.
Yeah, like the Duchess show, like that was always a thing for me because I got 100 friends that will tell me they like what I do and they want to try it. So the Infamous Squirrel show at Duchess that Anthony had planned, like I was like, why don't we throw like an open mic there? This way if anyone feels brave, they could come up and try it, like, and then we'll go on to the main people, like, and it worked out. We got a few open mics that night. I remember my little sister tried it. Like, she got a good reaction out of it.
Mm-hmm.
She said she wanted to do it again, then fucking COVID happened and we ain't been doing nothing.
Yeah.
Sitting out in dusty ass Parksville, bro, in the fucking with the rail trail audience, like.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I like those shows. They're a good, like, fun little break.
It's not the same. Like, I did one city show in December. I want to say December or November.
Was it the one I was supposed to go to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that, and then that was fun. And I was looking to do another one, and then everything got really locked down again. It like blocked indoor eating in the city, so that probably kind of screwed the pooch. But we're gonna figure something out. I know you and I have been talking about a Jersey trip, going out to the Dirty Jers. But what would be some advice you would give to somebody looking to get into stand-up, I guess?
Hit the mic, man. Hit the open mics. Like, if you don't hit the open mics, you'll never know where to gauge yourself. Like, you'll always have that sense of confidence, and then the first time you bomb, it will kill your dream right there. So write down some material, practice that shit, hit some mics. If you get a good reaction there, then it's time to call promoter. Like, that's what I did, bro. I reached out to Andy at Gotham. I work with a guy called Julius Donut a lot. Like, I do stand up for him at like stand up in Broadway. Like, if I had to give someone the advice, it would be write your shit out, take your time, hit the mics, and then go from there.
Yeah, I think that's another thing. I think a lot of people think, oh yeah, I want to make it real big in comedy, and they don't realize this isn't a sprint. This is a fucking marathon.
Yeah.
Most it takes anywhere from 5 to a decade just to get even a little notice, let alone big notice and stuff.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I work with promoters, and they put me on stage with some like names that I recognize from TV. But like, not even those people are huge celebrities. Like they're just like, oh yeah, I recognize you from somewhere, but you can't place them. It's not like you're walking in there and you're like, oh my god, Kevin Hart, this is unreal.
Yeah.
Like, like, nah, dude. But like, I'll tell you what, like, fucking. There's this one dude named Greer Barnes, and like I fucking love his shit, bro. I talked to Julius one day. He's like, "Yeah, we'll have you on a show with Greer Barnes," and I lost my fucking shit. I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here, man!" Like, I was like, I remember I woke up after surgery, and my mom had Comedy Central on. This motherfucker was in a khaki suit talking about high scuba diving and laughing my ass off. Like, I was like, this is like one of my favorite memories I have with my mom is that me and my mom died laughing after, I was in recovery from a surgery because of Greer Barnes.
No, I mean, yeah, you just see certain ones. I saw Tim Dillon before he went on the Joe Rogan podcast. And I was like, this dude's fucking hilarious. And then he went on Joe Rogan and blew up after that. I was like, oh shit. It's like, I know that guy. Because he did a whole set shitting on people that take cruises and shit. He's like, yeah, people that take cruises are garbage people. And he just like went on a rant because he just got back from doing, I guess, a cruise show. And very Tim Dillon-esque began to eviscerate them.
Yeah, no, like fucking, it's cool because there are some that and you're like, all right, cool, like this is great. Like I was like fucking, like, but like for the advice, man, yeah, dude, like take your time. Like you said, it's not a sprint. Like this is the tortoise and the hare, and I'm like the fucking slowest one here. Trust me, like.
I mean, I did see you fucking wheezing, walking from the parking lot into the diner we ate at last weekend.
Oh shit! You're gonna hit me out on that, huh?
I'm gonna hit you out. I gotta. It was just funny. I was like, I don't want to be that guy, but you want to get my money from the car. I was like, God damn it, Wayne.
I wasn't making that walk twice in 10 minutes, bro. Fucking. Like I said, bro, I got really big, and I'm just now getting back into the walking shit and all that. Like, I can walk, don't get me wrong. I'm not, like, bed bound.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, my body's fucking putting up, like, 5 times what it should. So, like, it's bad. I'm still trying.
We're going to get you to lose that weight, get back to Slim Sexy. I mean, we all love Big Sexy. We're going to get Slim Sexy in there.
Right? Like, fucking, it's not like high school, bro. My heart can't stand up to the cocaine anymore.
Can't go to the cocaine diet. The cocaine diet's a little off now. This is done.
Fucking, yeah, man, that was breath. Just.
That's how you lose it.
Yeah, like fucking.
How'd you gain the weight? Stop cocaine.
Nah, bro, but I've been to the doctors, like, that's why I got that CBD shit.
Mm-hmm.
She told me, like, because I told her, I was like, I don't want to, I was like, I've seen opioid addiction, like, destroy shit, like, fucking, like, my family members and shit, like, and she told me CBD is probably the best thing I could do for my back pain.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like pills myself. And, like, I had plantar fasciitis. Because I do grocery, my knees are all fucked up just from going up and down. Like I said, I have hooker knees. My knees are like black and blue and shit just from being on them so much. It's like I feel like a whore, and I am because I work for ShopRite. So, I got some hooker knees. So I got like cream. I got creams that are almost like an icy hot for CBD.
Yeah.
Infused with that. So sometimes I'll do that with my knees. And then I've been smoking CBD probably since back when I was still on probation. So that's the only thing that I could smoke, and I got used to that. And I actually prefer it over smoking weed, which is probably blasphemous for a lot of people. But I still enjoy weed, but like for me, I can smoke CBD and I can still do shit afterwards. I'm not a zombie.
Yeah, no, like I have my CDL, bro. That's the only reason I don't fuck with weed. Like I used to smoke weed all day, every day. Like, but then I needed a job. Like, I wasn't doing minimum wage shit. Like, got my CDL, man. Fucking, and now with the weight, like I can't do that anymore. So I started smoking weed again. Doctors said, that's supposed to bump my metabolism up. Yeah, they were like, you didn't hear this from me, but this will help with your metabolism. I was like, all right,
I'm not saying you should keep doing, but I'm not saying you shouldn't.
He's like, yeah, like my doctor's pretty funny. He's like, I'm not saying go home and burn a pound. He goes, but a joint here or there will kickstart your metabolism.
Did you ever have like a funny walk-in, like a parent or somebody catching you smoking weed when you weren't supposed to?
Nah, but I had my mom walk in on me during sex. That's awkward.
That's never happened to me. I've only had,
bro.
My parents. I'm pretty sure my parents knew, and there was like little cots and all that. But it was like my friend's dad had like the greatest thing because he walked into all of us smoking, and all he does is like look at us and goes, well. If it isn't the Doobie Brothers, and then walks out. I don't know why. I found that so hilarious.
Like I think the time my mom found out, I went down to a friend's house, and this is when I wanted to be a rap artist. Like fucking, I was trying to, play around with some hip hop music and fuck around. Like I got so smacked, bro. Like my eyes were redder than Kool-Aid. Like I walk home and my mom goes, "You were supposed to be here a half hour ago," and I was like, "Oh man, I'm sorry." And she's like, "How high are you?" I'm like, "I don't know." She goes, "Can you get higher?" I was like, "Probably."
I think the only time I asked my mom that I was like high it was like the day before I was going back to college, and so I went out, and my mom is like a late night. Like there are times she'd be up to like 4. And it's not like she's actually up because she passes out in her little studio where she does crafts every now and then. So I look through the window to see if she was passed out or not before I would go in. Sometimes I just hang out waiting for her to pass out or something. And so I go in at like 3 a.m. And I remember her asking, just straight up, he's like, "Are you high?" And I thought about it for a second. I was like, yeah, I am. I just went to bed. It's just like one of those moments like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do here?
Yeah. I remember my stepdad. My stepdad was a lot cooler about it because me and my friends, like at my mom's old house, bro, like I built a little like bedroom, 1 bedroom out in the garage, bro, heated it and everything. And me and my friends were out there smoking, and my stepdad came out there to tell me something. Walks in, he goes, "Motherfucker," grabs it, takes a hit of it, passes it to my friend, and walks out. Like, dude, I was like, "Oh, that was fucking awesome!" Like, I was like, that went a lot better than what I was expecting. Like, I was expecting to get the fuck off my property. Like he just goes, "Son of a bitch," just fucking, fucking passes it to my friend.
It's always like I remember. I think you met my friend Keenan. There's always been a thing that like I was Keenan's bad friend, so I never thought his mom liked me or whatnot. And then just like hanging out, and she hangs out with like some of my friends and stuff, and it's just like just come over, like she just shows up when we're like smoking weed, and it's like, oh, I feel so awkward right now, and I know it's not a big fucking deal, but it's just like one of those things. It's like, yeah, I can't do this in front of certain people. That is like I still have a hard time drinking in front of my parents and stuff.
Yeah, man. No, my stepdad was mad cool, bro. Like I was 15, throwing parties. Fucking, he'd fucking bring us a few beers. He's like, "Drink this where your mom can't see." I'm like, dude, this guy is fucking awesome. Like, the only one that never approved of it, dude, it was my dad. Like, my dad didn't approve of it. Like, fucking, like, if I was high, he was like, "Get away from me, dude. I'll slap the shit out of you." Like, I'm like, okay. I'm like, "Let me just go to get these cookies." Like, he's like, "Get the fuck out of my cupboard." I'm like, okay. I'll go to my room and wait to get the cookies.
That's it. do the sneak around. I had like the upstairs, so it's like, and the fucking floor is always creaks, so it's always like sneaking.
Yeah.
Or you try and do like the military thing, get low to the ground and just slide across. Just trying to be like, oh shit, can't let them know.
Yeah.
Well, Wayne, we're nearing the close of this episode, so I just wanted to ask you about like any updates or any goals that you have for 2021. 2020 kind of hampered a lot of things, but it did give, I feel, certain people time to plan and I guess organize their thoughts into what they actually want to do. So I'm just curious as to what you got on the pipeline for people to check out and whatnot, or what you're just personally working on.
So right now, I'm working on a number of projects that I'm trying to keep secret until I know they're going to roll. Some revamped things that people probably aren't expecting because I made it obvious that I was never going to do it. I lied. Projects with the Infamous Squirrel, which, is me, Anthony, you, and Joe. You guys are our honorary members because we're always together. We're always doing stuff. We're always giving input. And then we got something really big we're working on, but I don't want to give up too much information on that because it feels like when I give too much information on stuff, like it goes down the drain really quick. So
Try
I'm
not
not
to
saying
jinx it.
anything to shoot you in the foot. Just know that I have things that I'm working on, and they could expect good things, and I'm happy to have you along for the trip.
Yep, happy to come along. Like I said, been about a year since I responded to your search for comic, and I gave you. Then I hooked you up with all the comics that have been doing shows for me.
Yeah, bro, and look, now we're like fucking back and forth. Like, I talk to you more than anyone else, bro. Like, I shit you not. Like, cause you're like fucking. I count you as like an advisor, but like you're my friend, but you let me know to be realistic, bro. Like,
yeah, I'm not afraid to just tell you. All right. Let's bring this down a little bit, buddy. Let's
like I said, bro, I dive in with my heart on my sleeve, and you got to remind me to fucking hide it every once in a while.
What I said. The thing I told you with our last one is like sometimes in this thing, you gotta be a little selfish, and that is the only thing. Like, I think I tell you because you do have a bunch of people that you're trying to bring up and whatnot. And, it's just reminding you, make sure you get yourself up because that's the easiest way to bring other people with you. If you're trying to carry them all up the mountain with you, it's a lot rougher.
Yeah, bro, but I'm happy that, I get to do what I do and, that I got people like you and, Ant and everyone that, just keep me straight. I appreciate it. I don't tell everyone that I'm a whole lot, but like I do appreciate everything that gets done for me and all the help I get. Like
no, hey, anything. I'm always one that if somebody's got a desire to do something, I'm willing to help them out and do my part. That's it. I've been there. My 20s. My 20s. They were a time. We'll just say that. It was a time. It happened. It definitely happened, one of the things definitely towards the end of that, and now in my 30s, I was like, all right, I need to actually focus and get my shit. So when I see people doing, reminding me of 20-year-old Tom, I'm like, all right, let me give you this warning. Let me give you this. I've been there. I'm not gonna be the guy who's like, hey man, I know. That was like my least favorite thing in rehab was when somebody would be like, hey, I know who you are. It was like, do you, bro? I'm like, my approach is always like, hey, I'm seeing some similarities. Just be careful because this happened to me. But I ain't going to tell you you're me because, everyone lives differently. But, any advice I can give to up-and-comers, much like myself, I'll take, because, you know, I always was grateful to anybody that threw me advice when I was coming up my first year or two.
Yeah, bro. Like, nah, like it's good to have that kind of like team, you know, like I wouldn't have thought a year ago that, you know, me and you would be on this level to where like we're always bouncing ideas off each other and shit, like, you know, like, but you grow with the team, bro. It's good to have the people behind you that you have.
Oh yeah, it's that support network. If you got that, then it makes things easier. Now I have my security team that I usually have with me when I go down to the city. My boys Tyler and Keenan, and that's more so just for my own mental state of just having certain people around me for like shows that I know aren't going to stress me out, and I don't have to worry about them. I can just focus on my task at hand, performing. Yeah. And that's a big thing. You don't want to be a burden, and you don't want people to be a burden to you.
Yeah, no doubt.
But Wayne, we're gonna put a close to this podcast. Once again, thank you for coming on. Where can people find your merch, your stuff, and all that? I'll put the links in the description of the video or audio when I actually post this. But you can let people know where they can get your stuff and show their support.
Oh yeah, no doubt. So mostly it's on Facebook, Big Wayne Kershaw comedy. I do have an online store at shop BWKC at shopify.com. That link's down right now. So if you want to buy any of my things, like I said, hit me up on Facebook. I take orders through Cash App, and then I send you what I got.
All right.
Shirts, hoodies, socks, pants, phone case. I got all sorts of shit, man.
You got a whole store.
Yeah, I think I even got fucking backpacks for some reason.
Jesus. All right, man. Well, I am Tommy Tom. You can find me on Twitter at just Tommy Tom P88. On Instagram, the Tommy Tom 88 on Twitter. And I just put up a Facebook business page. Start to turn that to more of a private account so I can separate the two. Once again, thank you, Wayne, and thank you to everybody listening. This is Tommy Tom and one Mike. Thank you.
I'm Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Flip personality, you know it's I. You never see my kind, never seen a fucking sliver or a slice. I'm the butcher, choice cuts, know I'm nice. You got beef? I got waggle with a knife. Now I'm gonna be wrapping up bodies up at night. Like Ray Charles, y'all know I'm out of sight. Now I'm gonna be slaying niggas cause you know I love the life. Yo, you gotta read between the lines. I'm only gonna be moving when I'm read through all the signs. Johnny Mnemonic, I got an upgraded mind. This is for the rebels and their revolutionary minds. Cybernetic linguistics, you know I'm on my mind. Prototype the new dimension, man, that shit is mine. Future is creation and creation is sublime. Make your own legend, only happens with time.